After 20 years in the game, I know what clients want. Everything. Actually, most clients are reasonable, but there are some things they just wish designers would do. And because many designers don't, if you'll be the one that actually does these things, you'll be amazed at what it can do for your business. Remember, they already like your work, they've seen your portfolio, that's why they hired you. So taking care of the following areas will make you more employable, more valuable. Number one, seek to understand the real problem. A conversation with a potential client usually starts with either a request, for example, we need a new website, or a problem, we find our website difficult to update. So you can jump straight into the task laden with your assumptions, or you can start to ask questions. Find out what they're trying to achieve. Demonstrate that you can think commercially, not just follow instructions. This will build trust between you and the client and position you as a high-value consultant, not just an operator carrying out a design task. And even if you're more junior and you're required to follow instructions, you can still ask a few pertinent questions of your manager or client that will give you a wider perspective on the project. Number two, say what you'll do and do what you say. I'm currently looking for some tradespeople to work on my house, electricians, joiners, decorators. Guess which ones I'm going to hire? Those that actually get back to me. How difficult is it just to return somebody's phone call, to say when you'll turn up, to tell them how much the job will cost? But these basic things are really vital. So let the client know the process beforehand. We're going to get into that in the next point. And then refer to where you're up to in each interaction, so they're constantly reinforced about the process. They feel like you're in control. You've said what you'll do, and you're showing them throughout that you're doing what you'd say. That requires delivering on time, and to deliver on time, you'll need margin. That's how I can always hit my deadlines. I ensure that there's that buffer built in that allows me to make sure that even when things go wrong, the work still gets done on time. So let's get into some detail on the next point. Number three, involve them in the process, but just the right amount. So let's think about a website project. Maybe something like this is your process. For argument's sake, we move through from discovery, we get an agreement together, all the way through until we launch the website. Now, where a lot of people run into problems is the first interaction they have with the client after a request is they jump to the design stage. If you jump straight to presenting designs, there's too much to object to. And the reason is you have an uninvolved client. They want to feel involved, so they start saying, I'm not sure about orange. Oh, I don't like that photograph. Not sure about the headline. Why is that over there? What? Oh, I thought we were going to include this. They've been uninvolved, so you want to make them feel involved in the process. This is their website after all. So if you can lead them all the way through discovery, when you're working out the problems, when you're researching, to an agreement that everybody's happy with, that's hitting the goals that are important to them, you're planning the site and they're signing off at each stage. They sign off the agreement, they sign off the site plan, they sign off the content, the information architecture, they sign off the wireframes, they sign off the art direction, the general look of the site. So everything is already established in terms of the general visual mood, the fonts, colors that you're going to use. So then when it comes to design, they have some expectation and you can refer back to everything you've talked about. You've got an involved client by this stage. Removes a lot of the heartache and a lot of the issues that come if you involve them just the right amount throughout the process. You leading it, you being in control of it, means that you won't be stuck taking orders or the client taking over and asking you to push something 2 pixels to the left, 2 pixels to the right, because they've been involved at the right stages of the process. And then you can move into your skills in art direction, in design, development, and helping them create a brilliant website. Number 4, keep files organized properly. Now, I know this is exciting stuff, but it's something you got to learn at some point. And again, something that saves a lot of heartache. So that means organized folders. So let me show you a folder structure that works. I like to have the client name, then the project name for every project I'm going to do with them as the next folder. Then I like to create a number of folders. Received, that's everything that has been sent from the client to me. collected, so that'll be other things that I will gather together. So if I've got stock photography, stock illustrations, fonts, things that have come from other places other than being sent to me directly by the client, I'll put that together in collected. Then I'll have working, so all my working files will be in this folder, the actual design files. Then sent, things that I've actually sent to the client, back to them. And then an archive of things that are not current anymore and we need to sort of move out of the way. Then within those folders, for example, the sent folder, I like to arrange everything by date, year, month, day, and that allows everything to stack up in order, and there's a clear organization, so I can refer back to the client. I sent you this on this day. You see the date in your folder. You can check in your outbox or your sent mail that you've definitely sent it on that day, and it's easy to refer to which version you're up to. And then similarly with the file naming structure, so I like to use something like this: the client name, the project name, then the title of what it's actually about, so say it's a presentation, then the date and the time. So again, within the folder, everything stacks up in order, and you can keep track of where everything's up to, which will really help you and the client. So you're not saying, are you looking at version 4? What happened to version 2? It's very clear when and where and what is the most current. So your organized folders and your file naming convention. It's also tidy files. That means things like naming your layers, tidying things up in Illustrator, making sure you've got clean paths, making sure extraneous layers have been deleted. All these things being done properly, things edited non-destructively. And having these sort of tidy files really helps you when you go back to it, and also anybody else that you're working with. It means making physical and cloud backups of the work, and it means tracking your work. So I just like to have a document open, and again, you can copy and paste these file names in there and the things that you've been working on, and just make a note as you go through your day. What have you been working on each day? How long did it take? And this is a really helpful thing often to refer to with your client, but it's also great for you because you need to know for your own profitability and for your own process how long things are taking, how your process is working, and that's something you can refine and improve on. Number 5, commit to the outcome, not simply the task. See, good clients are looking for a partner, not just a hired hand. They're looking for somebody who cares, because it's true that as goes the success of your clients, so goes your success as a freelancer, as a design agency. It's going to mean referrals. It's going to mean repeat business. It's going to mean great testimonials. It's going to mean better experience for you. So having that sort of investment and that passion to care about your client's outcome, and not thinking, well, they asked me to do a website, I made them a website, but actually thinking, what is the outcome? Why did they want that website? That problem we talked about in point number 1. And if things go wrong along the way, then take responsibility and say, I'll fix that, I'll sort that, even if it wasn't your problem. I'm not talking about to the point where it's dramatically hurting your margins or somebody else needs to be held to account. But if it's something that you can fix, that you can grab hold of, that you can take responsibility to ensure a great outcome, then that goes a long way with a client. And consider for them what's next. Don't just think, well, I've done the project, so now it's time for them to pay me and I don't care what happens next. But actually thinking about things like handover and that being done well to the client. So again, they're getting these organized files. Considering what's going to be next for them. Is an in-house designer now going to be handling this for them? How is it going to be implemented? Have we done the proper training? Have we thought about how they're going to use this website or use these branding resources? And giving them options for how you can continue to support them is something that clients really appreciate. And finally, number 6, just be a good-humored, all-round, really nice person to work with, whatever's happening on the project. Nobody wants to work with a sulk. Nobody wants to work with a drama queen or a drama king. So whatever's happening on the project, sometimes things are going well, sometimes there's challenges, sometimes you're incredibly busy, sometimes people are disappointed in what you've done and you're not sure why. But if you can be steady, if you can be professional, you don't need to bring your craziness into that, or however you're feeling about it, I should say. But just being professional, being consistent when you're in work just goes such a long way. They're the kind of reliable people that we want to work with. And the idea of like creative mavericks, oh, they're brilliant but they're really difficult, let's just not bother with that. Because for me, why not just be a good humoured, all round really nice person to work with, whatever's happening. So hopefully these will help you be that sort of happy natured person, and also your clients, and it would really mean that you enjoy what you're doing so much more. So until next time, happy design.